Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be repotting my little Christmas tree. I think it's some sort of spruce, like Alberta spruce or some sort of Picea type thing. I'm not 100% sure because it didn't have a label. It was salvaged from a garden centre, half dead. It's been growing in this pot for a couple of years, just in ordinary garden soil. So I want to get it out, get it bare rooted, and maybe get it into a nicer pot. It's just in a flower bucket at the moment. All I've done since I've had it is cut out a big middle branch. You can see around about there. I'll bring you in a minute. So it's just started growing again. We've got a fair amount of brown sort of dieback, but the tree's quite healthy, but it is starting to suffer a little, and I think it's probably root bound and just needs some nice fresh soil. So that's what I'm going to do today. Get this out, get it bare rooted, we'll get it repotted, maybe prune some of the roots. So I'll give you a quick look at the tree before we start. So you can see where there's a cut there, there was another big branch going straight up the middle. So I just cut that off when I first got it, just to clear the middle a bit, to let light get in there and stuff. So I'll give you a 360 view of the tree. It's a multi-trunk tree. It's got sort of 3 main trunks, and then obviously it just splits off. So I don't really want to prune it too much, I quite like it. It's not really a bonsai yet, so it's just in training, so I want to get it repotted. I had a little look and I can see some thick roots down here. So the first thing we're going to do is get it out of the pot, and then chip away at the soil, see what roots we've got, have a little explore down there, see what's going on, and try and get it into a nicer, smaller pot. So we get it out of the pot. Oh, that came out easy. This is just a 10 litre flower bucket that I've cut some drainage holes in. I've got these from Morrison's, I think it was. They were giving a load away at one point, so I've grabbed the loads. I've got about 100 of them. I just, with a little hacksaw, just cut some little triangular shaped drainage holes in the bottom, and that's done the job for the past few years. So the roots are looking pretty good. Surprisingly dry in here. No active roots yet, so good time to repot, I think. Couple of roots, tiny little white bits on the end, maybe just starting to become active. So we're still in a good time to repot this. So there's the tree. So all I'll do is start chipping away at the soil, get as much of it off as we can. It's just in garden mud, as far as I remember. Looks like just mud. So there's lots of weeds and stuff in here. We'll get rid of all these, chip away at the soil, see what we've got down here in the roots. We'll probably have to do a little bit of root pruning. We'll just see how it goes, we'll play it by ear. Okay, so I'm going to make a start now. I'm just going to be chipping away this soil for the next 20 minutes or so probably. I don't want to break too many roots, but we should be quite safe to prune some off if we need to. Well, let's see what they've... Some of them have got the white tips just, so I think we're alright. And as far as I can see, the root system's quite good on the tree. I've got some nice radial roots up here. So this is pretty solid, so I'll probably just put you on a time lapse in a minute. Otherwise you're going to get bored of sat there watching me for ages just doing this. But I've just got my tent peg with the rounded off tip, and I'm just going to break away the soil. Try and bare root the tree if we need to. So I'll crack on. Come back to you when I make a bit of progress. Okay, so we're getting there. I've got a lot of the soil off now. Still a few big clumps that I need to chip away at. But I'll just show you what I've discovered in the root system. So we've got some nice roots in here. They're actually not too bad. Some nice radial ones. So I haven't decided if I want to cut any yet. There is a thick straight one at the top here, but it does flow down alright. These ones look okay. So I'm hopeful that I might not need to actually prune off too many. There is some which, like this one here, which go up and down and are not flowing out nicely, so we'll prune them back. But I'm going to carry on, get as much of the soil out as we can, and we'll wash the roots. Look underneath. Get some of this off. This is just clay garden soil, and the tree's done really well in it. So there's obviously plenty of nutrients in the soil, and the roots don't mind the hard compacted soil. So I'll just crack on, come back to you once I've bare rooted the tree. Okay, so the tree's pretty much bare rooted now. So we'll clean up and we'll take it over and wash the roots, and then see if there's anything I want to remove. Probably this top high one here. We do have another one underneath it, which is fine, but this one's just a bit thick and it's a bit high. So we'll probably take that off. And then we've got a big thick one that goes straight down underneath, and that's what these two thick ones here are attached to. So we'll probably cut them off. I won't cut it off completely, I'll just cut it off shorter so we can get it in a shallower pot. So I've just been basically just ripping through any roots that don't flow radially, just shoving the tent peg in and pulling it out radially. Most of the roots will untangle themselves. Sometimes they get ripped through, but it doesn't matter. We've still got plenty of roots, and we're not going to want the ones which are going the wrong way anyway. I can see some in there which come from one side, go wrap under and come back up and go around all over the place. So that's pretty much bare rooted. We'll take it over to the wash station or water butt outside. The roots are quite dry as well, so all that's just come off with just pulling it through. So I'll take you outside, we'll clean up and we'll have a better look at the roots. Okay, so just going to wash the roots off now. I'm running a bit low on rainwater in here. Just keep using it to water the plants with. A little look at the roots. Not too bad. Some nice roots there. So we'll head back into the greenhouse and we'll have a bit of a closer look. So the roots are washed, bare rooted the tree. Just having a look at the roots now, see Any problem roots? I think I'm going to take this top one off. It's just a bit too horizontal for me, for my liking. And we've got better ones below it. These ones are alright, quite like them. This one's okay. So I'm going to take them two off there, completely off, try and get as close as I can with my secateurs. So them two are off. And I've got a big thick one here, which I'm not going to remove completely, but I'm going to cut back. So it goes out radially and then it goes straight down. And then we've got another one which comes off radially from that, which is okay. So I'm going to cut it back to that point. And that'll probably take off quite a lot of the roots from underneath. Let's see if I can get it out. So that thick one there is coming off. It's a bit tangled up. So that one's off, which was attached to them two, going straight down and then wrapping back under. These ones are okay for now. I've got a few smaller ones which stick up in the air, so we'll just cut them back. Need to sharpen my secateurs again, they're getting quite blunt. Just cutting through all these roots which does that. Underneath, it's a bit of a mess, so just cut through some of these which go straight down. This one goes a bit of a funny direction. And cut them off short. These ones go straight down, they're coming off. That's not too bad now. Another thick one there which goes out and then down. Cut it off from where it goes down. So that's not too bad for the initial root pruning on this tree. There is one which is this one here is a little high compared to the rest, but I think it's okay for now. Let's see what we've got underneath. We might be able to cut it off if we've got a better one underneath. Even if it's a small root underneath, it's better than leaving a problem root. So I think if I take that off, I've got roots underneath. And I think I'll leave it at that for now. I'll probably just prune back some of these a bit. Hopefully you can see what I'm up to. So it's not a bad root system now. I'll just prune back from the long bits, the ones that twist around. And then I'll just do a little profile prune. That one's a bit of a problem. I try not to cut them off completely, just cut them off where they start going wrong. And we've got to make sure we leave plenty of roots on the tree as well. I think that's pretty good for its first root pruning. So I'm going to find a suitable pot some soil and we'll get it potted. Okay, so the only pot I've got which I can see which is suitable is another one of my homemade concrete ones. It did have a tree in it, but I think the tree was dead, so I just yanked it out. I'll put it in another pot just to see if it comes back to life. And I've got a couple of little mesh things which are already in there, so I think we should be able to get it in there quite nicely. And it's a really heavy pot as well, so it'll stop the tree from being top heavy. So I think that should suit the tree quite nicely for now. So it's still in training, so I'm not too fussed on the pot. I'll get a base layer of soil in. I'll put that back in water till we're ready. So I'll make a little mound in the middle as usual. And I'm still using compost mixed with grit at the moment. Still haven't bought any bonsai soil. I will do one day. But my trees are all in training still, so I don't really need bonsai soil at the moment. And the planting angle is not too important at the moment either. So I'm just going to get the tree so it's straight in the pot. Just press it down into the mound that I made so the soil goes up underneath the roots. And then I'll fill in, make sure the roots are flowing out the way I want them to. And then I think I will prune the top of the tree a little bit because it's very top heavy and it catches the wind at the moment. That's pretty good. So I'll fill in with the soil now. Poking it in as I go. Just to make sure I don't leave any gaps in the roots, any air pockets. Hopefully I've mixed up enough soil. I always think I've got plenty of soil mixed up, and then it always takes much more than I think. So like I said, the tree's just going to be planted straight in the pot for now. We're still training it, so the next time I prune the roots we'll be able to sort them out more. We'll be able to work on the top throughout the year, the coming years. I'll carry on, get this potted, and I'll probably need some rocks or something to hold it still. It's going to stay on its own, yep. So I'll get back to you once I've finished. Okay, so last few handfuls of soil are going on. Looks like I mixed up the exact amount. I'm not sure how I did that. Although I have spilt half of it. So I'm just compressing it in, making sure it goes in between the roots. It's a bit different from when you're just growing things in flower pots and stuff. You don't want to compress the soil, but when they're in a shallow pot like this, if I left it all loose it would just blow straight over. And I watch a lot of Nigel Saunders and he uses rocks, doesn't use any wire, doesn't tie his trees in, doesn't wire the branches. So that seems to work better for me because I'm a bit lazy. And I find wire and stuff really tedious. Especially when I want to take the tree out of the pot and I forget that it's got wire on it. So I think that's pretty good. We'll give it a good water. Wash the soil around the roots. top it up if we need to. I think my geese just wait for me to start filming before they start making a noise, so do apologise if there is a lot of background noise in my videos. So give it a thorough water, and then I'll keep it well watered. Keep it in the greenhouse for a while, a couple of weeks or so until the roots have recovered. I want to prune off some of the top growth as well to make it less top heavy. These seem to grow quite quick. Like I said, I'm not sure on the variety. I'll bring you in and give you a closer look in case anyone knows and they can tell me. That would be fantastic. So I'll let that soak in, and I will give it another water in about half an hour or so. So there's the tree potted up. I'll find a couple of nice rocks to hold everything in place. Okay, so I've just got a couple of rocks from the garden. I'll just place them around the root base just to pin everything down. Stop it moving around whilst the roots recover. That should be fine. And the last thing I'll do want to do is to prune the top a little bit, and I will clean out the brown bits as well. So a lot of people say you shouldn't prune the top and the roots in the same go, in the same sitting, but I always do, and I've never had a problem. Hardly any of my trees actually die. The way I look at it, if we've cut off probably 50% of the root, still got the same amount of growth at the top, which is trying to draw from the roots. If we prune some of the top, it's got less tree to sustain. I'm not sure if that's right, but that's the way I see it. Prune it at the same time as you do the root work, just to stop it having so much to do. So I'm just going to cut back a few of these long bits that have grown up the top here. I'm not going to go crazy. So I'm just going to cut back these long tufty bits from the top, and then I'll come back later on in the year once it's fully recovered. And have another look, give it a bit more of a prune. Maybe do some more work, I'm not sure yet. So I literally think that's all I would do today. And I'll come in here and scrape away these brown bits, prune off any dead brown bits. But it's fine for now. So this is just lack of light getting through to the middle, which causes these little twiggy bits to die. And it's just come through winter as well. We do have new growth right in the bases of some of these, so it is back budding. So it should recover quite nicely now. So that's that tree done. Bring you in for a closer look in case anyone can help me identify it. Okay, so that's the tree in my homemade pot. It's getting quite thick. It's grown a load since I've had it. It was probably about as thick as one of these branches when I got it. I've had it about 2 years. This is the first work that I'm doing on it. So it's got 3 trunks, or 1 trunk which goes up and splits into 3. And it has these spiky growth. I'm thinking it's like a Picea glauca or something that they use for their little Christmas trees. If I remember right, it had fake snow on it, and I blasted it all off with a hose pipe and just up potted it and then just left it basically. So hopefully it's got the beginnings of a nice little tree. Let me know your opinions on the tree, if you would have done something differently. I'm always interested to hear, and I do take your feedback because obviously I'm not an expert. I'm just learning from other people on YouTube. Nigel Saunders, Peter Chan from Heron's Bonsai, a few other ones, but they're the main two that I'm watching at the moment. So I'll show you the trees growing back down here, look. Got new growth right at the bases. So whatever variety it is, it does back bud. It does grow new growth from the main trunks. That's the branch I removed the first day that I got it, because it was shooting up through the middle. And you couldn't even see any branches when I got it, it was just a mass. So all I've done is thinned it out a little. Okay everyone, so thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, I'll keep this in the greenhouse, keep it very well protected, so it won't get any wind, it won't get blown around, and I'll keep it well watered. I'm gonna keep this on the wet side, like not let it dry out at all until the roots have recovered, and I'll probably keep the foliage moist as well, just so that it doesn't put a strain on the roots too much. It can get quite hot in the greenhouse at the moment. The sun's getting quite strong now, we're almost into April, and the clocks go back here in the UK tomorrow night, so it'll be light until about 8 PM, which will be nice. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Not sure on the future of the tree yet, whether I keep all 3 trunks or what else I'm going to do to it, but it's certainly looking quite nice to me. So your opinions would be appreciated. Don't forget to leave a comment and like the video if you like it, and if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so if you're interested, that would be absolutely brilliant as well. So yeah, I'll see you all later. Hope you're all good.